Queen today about the government's possible moves to prorogue Parliament. Can you tell us what you said?
Yes, I've protested in the strongest possible terms on behalf of my party, and I believe all the other opposition parties are going to join in with this, in simply saying that suspending Parliament is not acceptable, it's not on. What the Prime Minister is doing is a sort of smash and grab on our democracy in order to force through a no-deal exit from the European Union. What's he so afraid of that he needs to suspend Parliament to prevent Parliament discussing these matters? So when Parliament does meet, on his timetable very briefly next week, the first thing we'll do is attempt legislation to prevent what he's doing, and secondly, we'll challenge him on a motion of confidence at some point.
Would you go as far to say that this would be a constitutional outrage? It
is a constitutional outrage. This is an attempt by a Prime Minister who was elected by a very small number of people in the country as a Conservative Party membership to ride roughshod over Parliament and prevent any legislation or debate that would stop this country leaving the EU without a deal and all the problems that it would cause. He seems to want to run headlong into the arms of Donald Trump with more determination than I've ever seen anyone else before. This is extraordinary. He needs to be held to account by Parliament, not by shutting down Parliament, but by attending Parliament and answering the questions.
The government, of course, say this is about the domestic agenda. They're a new government that they're coming in, and that's why they want to put forward a new Queen's speech. Aren't they right to do that with a Queen's speech, which, of course, is previewed by a prorogue in Parliament?
They can, of course, bring forward a new legislative programme at the proper time. The proper time isn't as a way of avoiding what he knows will be a big parliamentary majority against leaving the EU with no deal. The government has been twice defeated on no deal under Theresa May, and I believe will be defeated again even more emphatically by Parliament. Johnson, our Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, needs to be held to account by Parliament. All he's doing is running away from Parliament.
The Prime Minister says MPs will still have ample time to discuss Brexit matters as well as other matters. Is our MPs really going to lose that much time, considering this is over conference season? There won't be too many sitting days lost.
He's losing a whole week of it, and he's delaying the return to Parliament after what's known as the conference recess. And he knows full well that his intention is to prevent Parliament holding him to account. We will do absolutely everything we can next Tuesday onwards to stop him doing what I believe to be absolutely against the interests of the vast majority of people in this country. He has an agenda which is about leaving the EU with no deal and all the problems that's going to cause for our jobs, our rights, our economy, and the proposed trade deal he wants with the United States.
Will you join other MPs in continuing to sit in what's being called by some as a People's Parliament? And I know that Shadow Minister Clive Lewis also was saying that call on people to take to the streets.
We will do everything we can, and we will join everybody else in doing that. I hosted a meeting of all opposition party leaders yesterday, and we reached an agreement on what we will do next week, and we will continue working together with everyone who wants to prevent this smash and grab against our democracy by the Prime Minister.
I think that's it.
Okay. You all right there? You need more?